My fellow Americans, I'm here to speak to you about your freedoms and liberties. The politicians that we have elected, whether it is at the local, state, or federal level, are focused on making new laws that will restrict your personal freedoms. They want to control all aspects of your life, from cradle to grave. They do so while allowing the corrupt and the greedy escape justice. Our nation is in grave danger. Some of you will become victims of NDAA that has authorized the military to detain anyone on suspicion, real or imagined, indefinitely without charges and right to legal counsel. For too long, Americans have elected the snake oil salesman to control their lives. We will find these snake oil salesmen in the halls of the government and political offices, determined to line their pockets for a corrupt and greedy agenda at your expense. We have lost our republic, and soon we will lose our rights to vote. America, you need to stand up now and be counted. We must take back our nation. There are those who think our nation will not fall. Many Germans had also felt the same during the rise of Hitler. Once America falls, the remaining free nations will also fall. Our politicians hold all of us in contempt while they serve the global elite. When I was serving my country in the Air Force, our military leaders believed in excellence and service before self. They respected life. Now our leaders have fallen towards a dark path. Recently, our Secretary of Defense publicly stated that it is okay to kill Americans if they think they are suspected terrorists. Keep in mind, domestic terrorists are those the government deems as being critical of the government. The Department of Homeland Security will back this up. They have ordered 450 million rounds of bullets. For some of you, your name is already on a bullet. They are willing to commit acts of terror against Americans while at the same time provide arms and money to rebel groups, to include Al-Qaeda in Northern Africa and against the Syrian government. I believe we should welcome non-violent dissension. But that is a report card on how well the political and government leaders are performing their jobs. War breaks out when leaders fail. Peace breaks out when leaders succeed. This November, you'll be given a choice to vote for either President Obama or Mitt Romney. Both leaders want to attack Iran. Both leaders want to fail us. America, we can do better than this. We need to rid the arrogance of our leaders to pursue a more peaceful world. If elected as your president, I will be willing to meet personally with the leaders of Iran, North Korea, Syria, Venezuela, Cuba, and any other leaders that our president cannot get along with. I believe that we can have a world that is at peace. With peace, the world will experience prosperity. I believe we must restore our rights and freedoms in America. If elected as your president, I will restore our Constitution and lost liberties and freedoms. Let it be known that all who oppose me in restoring our Constitution will be identified. We will find you and bring you to justice. There are those who have joined up with the dark forces in support of a new world order at the demise of billions across the planet. There are those who apply the self-destruction of America for self-gain. We must turn away from them. We must look towards a brighter future that is free of people who want to dominate others. Many people are evolving towards a higher consciousness, while some who rule us are de-evolving towards a dark path. We can build a new America out of the rubble and ashes of greed and corruption. That is our divine destiny. We can enjoy a new era of peace and prosperity upon this planet. We must build a new and fair economy. We must pursue a path of green energy. Obama's energy plan is to have you pay $4, $5, and soon $6 per gallon for gasoline. My energy plan is one where you would not spend a dime for gasoline. I have conducted green energy research, and I discovered a way to recycle energy. It is possible to drive a car from sea to shining sea without using gasoline or any other fossil fuel. The White House did not respond to my letter, so when you go to the gasoline pumps, you have them to thank. They do not support free energy. We must create a new private United States bank that is owned by all U.S. taxpayers as common stock shareholders. This bank will serve our nation that is free of foreign intervention. This bank will create economic freedom for all Americans to enjoy. We must bring home all of our troops who are in harm's way back on U.S. soil by September 11th, 2013. We must clean up the corruption within our institutions. We must support a constitutional amendment for public financing of all political campaigns. We must demand that state election officials conduct forensic testing of all electronic voting machines prior to the general election. We must eliminate the voodoo medicine mentality within the FDA, USDA, and the CDC. We must promote natural healing practices and natural medicines. We must remove the harmful additives and poisons in our food and medicine. We must repeal Obamacare and work towards a better solution in healthcare and insurance. We must instill integrity in our political and government processes. There are those who believe that voting for an independent is tossing away your vote. Have we not been tossing away our votes in support of both parties? They both agree on one fundamental agenda, and that is the continuance of our police state. 13 million new Americans each year enters the prison system. We must decriminalize those laws that have no victims. We have much to undo. We must work together to get to the other side of the storm. God and the angels are embracing us with their love. We will become whole again. Turn away from the corrupt and the greedy so that we will have a new breed of people serving in politics. Fire the politicians, hire the problem solvers. Support me in my campaign to become your president. Please sign my online nomination petition through Americans Elect today. Visit my website for more details. Just by taking a few minutes of your time and verifying your voter registration, America will have another choice. And that is a person who is serious about peace and prosperity. You can cast your vote of support the Americans elect if you have already voted in your state primary. I need your support by May 5th. For more information on how we can build a new America, my book, A New America, The Awakening, is available online through my website or through Amazon.com. An ebook version is also available through eKindle. In my book, I outline the pressing issues facing America, not the safe issues that your politicians talk about. The politicians for decades have promised solutions to the same problems with no results. In this book, you will find common sense solutions. We must form presidential working groups made up of loyal Americans from the banking, insurance, medical, energy, and other fields in developing short and long-term solutions. My book is just a starting point. I only represent just one opinion. A true leader will listen to his or her people. I believe we can succeed in fixing the problems facing this nation by electing a new Congress and a new president. Why should we retain those who create the problems for their own personal gain? Doing so will be madness. Years past, the District of Columbia has been known as Don't Care. Today it is known as the District of Corruption. With your support, it can become known as the District of Compassion. I may not be a great and polished speaker, but at least I am not fake. I speak from my heart and not by the minds of political advisors. I am one of you. I know what it's like to be unemployed. I know what it is like to be homeless. I know what it's like to go hungry at night. While my opponents have been busy creating power and wealth for themselves, I was busy serving my country in the United States Air Force and the Air National Guard. America, you need a president who will have your back, not someone who will turn their back on you while asking for your support. The politicians in Washington had all made a solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. They have broken their promises and sacred vows to us. We must divorce these politicians. America, we deserve better. I believe we can become a strong and peaceful nation, for we are America. This is Robert Hostetler, and I endorse this message. May God bless all of you in the United States of America. Thank you.